It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. Today, 2 outstanding elementary schools here to play our game. Let's meet them right now. First from Brandywine Elementary School, would you please say hello to Tyler Thomas, Darius Lassiter, and Indigo Emmanuel. And from District Heights Elementary, here they are, Kayeja Wadi, Catherine Mexicanos, and Devante Duncan. And now here are the categories of questions we use on Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on Science Bowl, we arrange our questions on the game board according to difficulty. The easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points, tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest question of them all. No penalties for any incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 teams will come back to play again and perhaps advance to this year's elementary school semifinals. Let's go over and make sure everything is working properly. Let's go to the red team. Darius, would you try your buzzer for me? Thank you. Good luck to you, to Indigo, and to Tyler. And to District Heights, Catherine, would you try your buzzer? All right, that looks good and sounds good. Good luck to you, Tavante, and to Kayeja. Are we ready to do this, teams? All right, may the better team win. We go alphabetically B before D, so Brandywine and Darius, let's start the bowl.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, a lot of state flags have green things on them, like the Maine state flag has a pine tree, and the South Carolina state flag has one of these trees notable for a lack of branches. District Heights.
Palm tree. Palm tree.
You've got that right, a palm tree. You can shimmy up that palm tree and not have to worry about any branches in the way. Thanks, Devante, for your assist there. Good start. Go, Catherine.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, sometimes animal names are verbs. Like if you eat quickly, you pig out, or you wolf down. Or you can also monkey around if you're just not doing something in particular. And if you want to stash something away for later, you blank it away. Brandywine.
Burrow it.
Not burrow it. Remember, it has to be an animal's name. The animal's name is a verb. You stash something away, you're going to use it later. You blank it away, Catherine.
Squirrel it away.
You squirrel it away. That's right. Squirrel away. That's the noun that can be used as a verb there. Good answer. Nice try, Darius. Go green.
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, members of the phylum Porifera have no digestive system, no circulatory system, and no nervous system, unlike the animated square-panted version on TV, Brandywine.
SpongeBob.
That's SpongeBob. That's right. He's always reaching up, and you always see his brain, don't you? Well, real sponges don't have brains. But what would he be without a brain? We love him. Go, red. 60 all. Tie score.
Let's get physical for 5.
Get physical for 5 points. Teams, if you in your daily life use a lot of energy, even if you don't wear shoes, you still leave one of these kinds of footprints. District Heights.
Pass it to Kayeja.
Kayeja?
Carbon footprint.
Absolutely. Nicely done, young lady. A carbon footprint it is for 5 more points. Go green.
Body system for 5.
Body assistance for 5 points. Teams, I'm sure you're not like this, but if you were a really, really bad dancer, people would say that you had 2 left-hand versions. District Heights.
Feet.
Feet, that's right. You have 2 left feet. All right, green again.
Science Potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, Superman had to come to Earth Because his planet blew up, a planet that has what same name as a chemical element? District Heights?
Krypton.
You got that right, Krypton. Krypton and Superman, they go together, don't they? All right, 75 to 60. Come on, Tyler, let's help Darius out here. Let's be leaning in. Let's see you work together as a team. Indigo, same thing. All right, teamwork, teamwork. Go green.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, because so much ice is melting in Greenland and Antarctica, the shape of the Earth is changing. It's not as round, which means it doesn't spin as fast on its axis, which means our days are what? Brandywine?
Getting shorter.
No, District Heights?
Getting longer.
They're getting longer, yeah. I'm sorry about that, Darius. You knew it was one or the other. They get longer because the rotation takes longer. Okay, get them next time. Go green.
Body system for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, back in the year 1543, there was an anatomy professor by the name of Vesalius, and he dissected a human cadaver to prove once and for all that men and women have the same number of these bones, despite what it said in the Bible, between Adam and Eve. Ribs. District Heights.
Ribs.
Ribs, that's right. They said they took a rib from Adam and gave it to Eve, meaning we would be unbalanced, but no, we both have the same number of ribs. Okay, go green.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, one of this year's hottest new toys is about a post-mortem on a UFO. You can actually eat the eyeballs and the stomach contents. It's called Dr. Dreadful's Alien. District Heights.
Alien.
Yes, ma'am.
Pass it to Kiesha.
Kiesha?
Dissection lab.
Again?
Dissection lab.
Not dissection lab. Good try. Dr. Dreadful's awful what? Where he does where it's a post-mortem on a UFO, and he can eat the contents.
Intestine.
What is it?
Intestine.
Testing?
Intestine.
Intestines, no. Alien autopsy. Alien autopsy is what the toy is called. Okay, try again, green. Still with a lead, 95 to 60.
Dateline science for 5.
Dateline for 5 points. Teams, paleontologists recently unearthed the fossilized remains of one of these extinct pachyderms popularized by Ray Romano's voice in the Ice Age movies. District Heights?
Woolly mammoth.
A woolly mammoth, that's right. I think he goes by the name of Manny, doesn't he? Yep. All right. All right, the buzzer is sounded. The first round is over. Boy, that was quick. Our score, Brandywine 60, District Heights 100. We'll be back with round 2 of Science Bowl in just a moment. Don't go away.
Hi, I'm Jordan Sparks, and my I Matter You campaign is all about making a difference, and SOS Children's Villages does just that. I cannot believe how many children SOS has helped around the world by building villages, helping abandoned children, and giving them a mother and house to grow up in. I'm calling on everyone that I know to support SOS in their efforts to help kids at risk of abandonment in countries like Sudan, Vietnam, and Haiti. SOS helps these children over the long term, and you can make a real difference in a child's life. MAD, making a difference. That's what it's all about, and SOS is one of the best. You've got to check them out at sosusa.org.
SOS Children's Villages gives homes and hope to children in need all around the world. Join SOS and Jordan Sparks in making a difference. Visit sosusa.org to learn more.
And welcome back to Science Bowl. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Let's go over now and find out a little bit about our two teams. Let's go first to Brandywine. And Darius, tell us a little bit about your school. Starting out, who's your principal?
Our principal is Miss Lee.
Miss Lee, and I know she's out there rooting for you. And Miss Gina Losi, who has been part of our game for many, many years. We thank her for all of her great work. She continues to sponsor your team. Did you have any alternates on your team, Darius?
We have London Ross, we have Diamond Doctor, and we have Tochi Iwuji.
Wonderful. And one of them you told me is a cheerleader, right?
Diamond Doctor.
All right. We'll bring them out with Miss Losi in a few moments so you have a chance to meet the shadow team back there. You're all wearing matching shirts over there that say Brandywine Elementary Science Bowl team. You've got some flasks on there and some beakers and all. Who designed those shirts for you?
Our teacher, Miss Losi.
Boy, those are just beautiful. Gina, thank you for doing that. That really enhances the look of the team over there. Who's the mascot of your team?
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs, all right. Tell us a little bit about Brandywine, Darius. What is it about that school that you really, really like, that you brag about?
They're really nice, and once you get there, you get to know everybody around the place.
Well, isn't that important? You know, you don't have such a big school that you're wondering who everybody is. If you know everybody's name, it's like a family, isn't it? That's just great. Tell us about what you want to do someday.
I want to become an orthopedic surgeon specializing on the knee.
Yeah, and you told me you'd read about that, and you thought that was really interesting. And you also have a fallback plan, don't you? What's that?
I would like to become a male nurse.
A male nurse. So you want to stay in the medical field in some way, shape, or form. You'd be good at that. You're a good captain. I know you're going to get some more points in the second half, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Indigo, nice to have you with us today. What do you like to do in your spare time?
In my spare time, I like to draw.
Draw. So you're a very artistic young lady. You're good at science, obviously, or you wouldn't be here. Why did you want to be on the show?
Because I thought science was nice, and, you know, I said, why not? It's really fun to do science.
Good. Well, we're happy to have you here. What do you want to do professionally someday?
I want to draw professionally. Really.
Well, professionally. And there are a lot of room. Graphic artists are in great demand today, and if you've got an artistic talent, it'll take you just about wherever you want to go. And Tyler, you told me you wanted to be an engineer, right?
Yes.
A civil engineer or mechanical engineer, correct? How'd you get interested in engineering?
Well, I thought it was interesting. I really wanted to work on computers because one day I wanted to make a computer that doesn't sit, or it was it was on a wall, like a flat screen TV.
Yeah, make it more user-friendly because, you know, that's the thing. You want to have it with you. That's why the iPads are so great. They go with you wherever you go. What do you do in your spare time?
I play games in my spare time.
Yeah, well, good. Nice to have you on the show. Let's go over to District Heights. And Catherine, tell us about District Heights. Who's your principal?
Miss Blountridge.
Oh, wonderful. And I know she's excited about having you here today. And Miss Amber Scott, who is your sponsor. She was here as a judge last year, and she said, I've got to get my students on the show. So here you are. And we thank Miss Scott for persevering, for all the hard work that she did. Catherine, any alternates on your team?
Yes, we have Yaquan Denniston and Madison Holmes.
And they're out there. They're cheering for you. We can't hear them, but I know they're cheering for you right now. Catherine, how'd they make you the captain?
Well, they thought that I was really fast at ringing the bell, and I knew some stuff, and a good listener. So they thought I would be a good captain.
You said something very important there, a good listener. A good listener is important in life because everyone has something to say, and you're listening to the clues that I'm giving to you, and you're doing really well so far. I'll ask you what I asked Darius. What is it about District Heights that is just the best?
What's the best about District Heights is that we have teachers, staff, and special teachers that make fun, learning fun and interesting.
Boy, that's important, isn't it? Because if you're not having fun and if it's boring, you're just not going to internalize it. But if the teacher's excited and brings that excitement to the classroom, you're going to know it's important. Let me ask you about yourself. I know you told me you're interested in fashion, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you want to go to the Fashion Institute in New York City one day? Mm-hmm. Boy, you have a discipline about yourself. I know you're going to be successful. Keep up your good work here. Devontae, you've been super this first period here. How do you know so much about science?
I'm really good at listening to my teachers, and I just learn a lot from my brothers.
Ah, brothers. How many brothers do you have?
I have about 5 of them.
5 brothers. Are they older than you?
One's younger.
One's younger, all right. But you've got a lot of experience up there, and I'm sure they're really proud of you that you're on television here today. Now, you're quite an athlete. You're a wrestler, and you're a swimmer, and what else do you do?
I box with my brothers.
Box with your brothers. Must be tough in that family. 5 boys there. You got to hold your own, don't you? Nice to have you here, young man. Kayasia, you are really good as well. How do you know so much about science?
I know so much about science because when I was in 4th grade, well, all the grades really, my mom would always get me these practice books so I would at least know what I'm doing in class.
Wow. So you had a teacher at school and then you had a teacher at home. Your mother was just like another teacher. So you had it on both sides and it's bearing fruit. I know your mom's real proud of you. being here today. All right, let's get back to our game. District Heights 100, Brandywine 60. Lots of tough questions left. Put on your thinking caps, guys. Let's go to the second half. Start us out. Catherine.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, the flattened part of a plant leaf that gathers sunlight has what same name as the business end of a knife? District Heights.
Petal.
Not a petal, no. Come on, Brandywine, you need some points here. The business end of a knife has what same name as the flattened part of a leaf?
Blade.
A blade, that's it. All right, good comeback. Go, red.
We'll take Dateline Science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, the famous chemist Marie Curie, had she had a Geiger counter in her laboratory, she might not have died as a result of being exposed to what? Brandywine?
Radioactive.
Radioactive materials, absolutely. She worked with radium, which was radioactive. Good. All right, 2 in a row. You're coming up. Go, red.
We'll take Body Systems for 15.
Body Systems for 15 points. Teams, a multiple choice question. Teams, if you found a mandible bone and you were a paleontologist, would you have found a skull, a pelvis, or a shoulder blade? Catherine.
Shoulder blade.
Not a shoulder blade. You found a mandible bone. Is it a skull you found, or a pelvis, or a shoulder blade?
Pelvis.
The one neither of you chose. The mandible is your jawbone. You would have found a skull. Go red. 20 points down. 80 to 100. Darius.
We'll take Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, turtle grass is a flowering plant, but it lives underwater. But even though there are no bees down there, it can accomplish this because of the water currents. District Heights.
Pollination.
You've got that right. Pollination. I think when I said no bees, I saw the light bulbs go off over there. Good answer. Go. Green.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo parade for 15 points. Teams, coyotes. We see more and more of them in the Washington area. They're interbreeding with our dogs, so there are very few purebred coyotes here. Now they are all these. District Heights.
Hybrids. Domestic.
Not domestic, no. Brandywine, these coyotes, since they're interbreeding with our dogs, means that no purebred coyotes left, very few of them. Now they're all what's?
Dogs.
No, hybrids. Hybrids, when you mix species. I think I heard hybrid whispered over there. Catherine might have wanted to go with that. She still has the lead and the advantage. Go green.
Let's get physical for 15.
Get physical 15 points. Teams, the minor planets that orbit exclusively between Mars and Jupiter were at one time called planetoids, but today we know them by this A initial term. District Heights.
Asteroids.
Asteroids is what we call them, not planetoids. Absolutely. Thank you, Devontae. Go green.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Team, sickle cell anemia is a terrible disease because red blood cells are sickled. They're curved. But they're curved because of mutation, and people in Africa who have sickle cell anemia are immune to this disease that is carried by mosquitoes. Brandywine.
Malaria.
Malaria, absolutely right. A high price to pay for immunity from malaria. Nicely done. 95, 130. Go red.
We'll take Dateline Science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, back in 684 BC. Aristotle came up with the idea that animals changed over the course of hundreds and thousands of years. A suggestion as to what Charles Darwin eventually came up with in his theory of what? Brandywine.
Evolution.
Evolution, yeah. So Aristotle was the early evolutionist. He just didn't know it at the time. All right, all the 20 and 25-point questions left. 110 to 130, still almost tied. Go red.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Teams, an insect that goes through incomplete metamorphosis like a grasshopper is missing what stage in metamorphosis that is in the complete form as butterflies would go through? What stage is missing, Brandywine?
Pupa.
Yes, the pupal stage is missing. Good. Nice answer, young man. Go.
Body Systems for 20.
Body Systems, 20 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Probiotics are big today. They put them in yogurt. It's all part of something called fecotherapy, which is about putting good bacteria back into what body organs? District Heights.
Intestines.
Intestines. That's exactly what I want to hear. Nicely done. 3 heads. Better than 1. Good answer. Go green.
Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade for 25. Big one in that category, teams. Prairie dogs and fish and lions are all considered gregarious animals, but bears and snakes are generally not. What does it mean to be gregarious for 25 points? All right. 25 points will put you in the lead, Darius. Can you tell me?
I'll let Tyler answer
Tyler,
this.
what do you think, young man?
Cold-blooded.
Not cold-blooded. Good try. Gregarious animals, prairie dogs and lions and fish, whereas snakes and bears are not gregarious. What's the difference? All right, Catherine's getting it from both sides. Let's hear what she has to say.
Pass it to Devontae.
Devontae.
They eat their own kind?
No, they don't eat that. That would be like cannibalism. Gregarious means they live together in groups. They're social. You don't see like big groups of snakes or bears, but a pride of lions and a town of prairie dogs. Nice try, both teams. No points. Go green.
Green things for 20.
Great things for 20 points. Teams, look at the monitor in the studio, please. This is a visual question. Teams, this green thing is called dead men's fingers. It's a kind of algae. It's not really a plant. It evolved differently from plants. Because it's an algae, it goes by this S initial term that describes vegetation underwater. Sister Kites.
Seaweed.
Seaweed, yes. It's a kind of seaweed. Nicely done. Thank you, Kyasia. Go, Catherine.
Body system for 25.
Body systems, 25 points. Big one in that category. Teams, big words, but simple answer. If you watch TV, there's an ad for something called COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. And there's an elephant walking behind the lady who has the COPD. Why is that elephant important? If you have that disease, what body organs are afflicted?
Lungs.
Lungs, absolutely right. And the idea is it feels like an elephant sitting on your chest if you have COPD. Nicely done. Go green.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, Roy G. Biv is actually not a man. He's a mnemonic device for remembering what 7 things? All right, Brandywine.
I'll let Indigo handle this.
Indigo.
The 7 continents?
Not the 7 continents. No, Roy G. Biv. Not a man's name. It's a mnemonic device to help you remember the 7 whats?
7
colors of the rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Go green.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, your question is as follows. What S initial chemical element is the rotten egg smell in natural gas to let you know there's a leak? District Heights.
Pass it to Devontae.
Devontae.
Sulfur?
It is sulfur. Good comeback, young man. Go. Go green.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline, 20 points. Teams, look back to the monitor. A visual question. July 20th, 1969. This is the Sea of Tranquility. It was an important date in American history because what did we do on that date? Brandywine.
We landed on the moon.
We did indeed. Absolutely right. First landing ever. Thank you, guys. Good group think over there. Go red. 4 questions left.
We'll take green things for 25.
Green things, 25. Big one in that category. Teams, the giant eucalyptus is the tallest flowering plant in the world. But even taller are the giant sequoias and the redwoods. They're not flowering plants, though. They're these. District Heights.
Trees.
More specifically,
They have bark, wood, bark and wood.
anything else you want to give us?
They have bark.
No, Brandywine. The giant sequoias and the redwoods are actually bigger than the giant eucalyptus, but they are not flowering plants. They are these.
Evergreens.
Evergreens, absolutely right, or conifers. Yes, indeed. They produce cones. Go red.
We'll take let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25. 2-part answer. Listen carefully. If for Christmas you get a kit to help you grow mushrooms, one of the things inside is going to be a thermal hygrometer, which will let you measure what 2 things as your mushroom grows. A thermal hygrometer.
Length and
District
width.
Heights.
Length and width.
Not length and width, no, Brandywine. A thermal hygrometer. You're growing mushrooms, going to tell you what 2 things.
I'll let Tyler.
Tyler, come on, man.
Height and length. I mean width.
You guys were missing the clue. Thermal, heat, temperature, and hygrometer is relative humidity. Go again, red. 2 questions left.
We'll take science potpourri.
Potpourri, multiple choice question. Teams, scientists have discovered something that they did not expect. It seems to go against the grain. People who are overweight actually live longer and cope better with disease than people who are normal weight or underweight. Is this considered a theory, a principle, or a paradox?
Theory. A theory.
Not a theory. Is it a principle, a theory, or a paradox that overweight people actually live longer and better?
Paradox.
It is indeed a paradox for 25 points. And with that buzzer, our game is over. It looks like District Heights has just done it. We'll check that score and be back with you in a moment. Don't go away.
Hello? Hello? I've been on the street for a while. I saw your poster outside. I don't know what to do.
National Runaways Switchboard, how can I help? Call 1-800-RUNAWAY to make the connection.
And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed this game at home as much as we did here in the studio. It came down to the very last question. Our final tally today is Brandywine 200, District Heights 215. Congratulations, Kayasia, Catherine, and Devontae. And Madison is back there with Yaquan and Miss Scott. Congratulations to you. We'll see you in the next game. And Brandywine, let's give them a nice round of applause. You had a tough time in that first round, and now you're back. Tyler, Darius, and Indigo, you played beautifully. And look at the shadow team back there, Tochi and London and Diamond. And Miss Lucy, thank you for all the work. And great having you here all these years. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. Bye-bye.